Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are now starting Quarantine Cable. This is a lockdown production powered by Emlyn Exclusive, and it's your boy BQ, and I'm your host, and I am going to be bringing on some culture leaders and some other people of influence from the city of Silicon Valley, San Jose, the whole Bay Area, and just shout out to all Northern California. So, as you see it on our previous episodes, we featured Carlos Bryant straight out of Stockton, California. Shout out to the homie Carlos putting in some work. I really appreciate creativity and, coming from the Bay Area, we've always have been acknowledged as the tech hub, so we're trying to shed a light on something new on what's been going on. So I met Dale through a friend named Matt, who I worked with at the time, my early adult days at Sprint, and he was recording music at a Burgundy Suite, and I've already heard a lot of noise at a Burgundy Suite because you got the homie Custa over there putting in work on the producing and the engineering and even still making music for himself. Shout out to the homie Custa. He'd be featuring with other people like Big Mike. I've seen him working with Stupid Money, and MBnel and all these other artists that come through out of Burgundy Suite. I went to Burgundy Suite to get a photo shoot done for some of my product catalog in 2017. That was over there by the oh, there we go. We got him in right now. I'll let him do the introducing.
Mic check. Mic check.
I hear you loud and clear, brother. How you doing?
Yo, where are you at? That's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. I'm on my parents' backyard. Actually, I try to utilize the property when I get a chance to. So, yeah, man. How you doing? How's everything going?
I'm good. Doing good, bro. Long time no see.
Bro, it's good to see you, man. Good to see that smile on your face. Good energy. How's everything going?
Hey. Good, man. Good. I just got back from the shoot. My bad for the reschedule a little bit.
Hey, man, no need to explain. Entrepreneurs, businessman, you guys don't need to explain. I tell every guest, I'm like, I already know you guys are busy. And, I've been inside your studio and I've seen how busy things can get. So totally understandable. How you holding down during this quarantine, man? How's everything working out during this pandemic for you?
It's been good, bro. The studio, unfortunately, our landlord told everybody that if we're not essential business, that we can't be working out of there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so our recording, definitely is at a halt. A lot of our clients have been trying to find other places to record and then sending their stuff over here to get mixed. But for the most part, the video work hasn't stopped at all.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's good. I have a good enough presence where people still need me during these times.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Shit. I mean, before we'll transition into COVID as of right now, but before COVID, I've been seeing you in different Instagrams, different posts, different social media outlets, even your name popping up on Thizzler on videos that you were producing and directing. So, man, bro, you had a lot of momentum going on. Obviously, you've been in the game for a long time, but, my platform is to shed a light on people that have been putting this work and giving them an opportunity to, showcase what you got going on.
Appreciate that, man.
So, yeah, man, I want to talk about Burgundy Suite, man, because what you guys got going on over there is so special, because I know, Custa, I know you. I was referenced to you through my homie Matt. Shout out to the homie Matt G. Okay. That was when I first met you in 2017, 18, I believe. And you did a photo shoot for the catalog for Emlyn a long time ago. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember you brought you brought your whole catalog in your truck. You brought it to the.
Yeah, I was like, here's my inventory, man. I need my catalog done. But yeah, bro, I mean, like that moment on, and we were just kind of chopping it up, just chopping game. You were telling me a little bit about what you've been doing and your projects and how the business operated, and I was just so inspired, especially coming from San Jose. So I like to get a little more understanding about your background, your upbringing. So, are you born and raised in San Jose, or where exactly are you from?
Yeah, I'm born in San Jose. O'Connor Hospital, right next to the Valley Fair.
Okay, west side.
And then my family, we all grew up on the east side. Been in the same area, like around Eastridge for the longest time. And then in sixth grade, my dad got a job in Cambodia.
Yeah.
And then he moved us all out to Asia, and we lived there for about 7 years. Yeah, so
that's an experience.
And then we came back right at senior year in high school, so that I would graduate with an American diploma.
How was that experience, like, coming from a different country and then coming to the United States as a senior, because being a senior, you're kind of like, you're as a teenager, you're kind of interested in being popular and what's
Uh-huh.
cool and what's not. How was that transition of the culture in, you know, where you were at there coming to the US?
It was tough, man. You know, when at middle school, high school, you know, everybody like by the time you're in the junior, senior, you already got your clique, right? You already got the homies that you hang out with, the clubs that you're a part of, the sports that you team that you play with, and that was for me in Malaysia when I was
Yeah,
living
yeah,
out there, and then
yeah.
when I moved here, I had to basically restart. I had nobody. For about a year and a half, I was, you know, my brother and I, we were really close anyway. So me and him
Yeah.
was hanging out in high school, which is, you know, I ain't tripping. But
Yeah, yeah.
when we graduated, I got a chance to really restart because I went to UC Davis.
Okay.
And when you're a freshman, everyone's a freshman, so everyone wants to meet each other, you know.
Yeah.
So I got a, you know, it worked out for me. I got to meet you know, a bunch of so far lifelong friends, and I met my wife there.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of studying, I was in pre-med in Davis,
Okay.
and when junior year of Davis came around, my counselor was like, "Yo, what the fuck you doing? You got like your grades aren't keeping up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's checking.
There's
She's like,
no
what's
way,
going on?
yeah, there's no way you can go to med school if you keep it up like this."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and then she straight up asked me. She said, "Well, what are you doing besides studying? Why aren't you, you know, really into this like your classmates are?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm in my house making beats.
You told her that straight up? What'd she say?
She said, and then that's it. Why are you even doing med school? And I'm like, you know, when you're like when we're growing up, you know, you got the pressure from your parents to try to make
Yep.
them proud. You know
Yep.
what? You know, the most that minority parents know that is growing up. You know, they know that doctors and lawyers are like the best things out of communities. You
Exactly.
know,
It's the tradition, you
you
know, like
know.
our culture is, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
understand what you're saying. Just elaborate on that. You know, being a first
Yeah.
generation American, a lot of our parents pressure us to go into school, being the highest
Yep.
academic achiever, get into, you know, and if you were to drop out of college, there's that stereotype that, oh, you're not going to be successful or you're going to be a bum. Yeah, it just depends on
Right.
the vulgarness of the language of your culture. But, you know, I'm from Nicaragua and it's very similar. You know, my brother and sister went to San Jose State and I
Yeah.
went to a community college, and that alone was a big deal. You know, like not
Mm-hmm.
going to like a 4 year. You know, so I totally understand where you're coming from with
Mm-hmm.
that. And how did
Yeah.
that affect you? Like, did that how you say did that delay your process? Do you feel, or do you feel like that just was a part of your growth?
Oh no, that's definitely a part of the growth. You know, college is more than just a class you go to. You get to really build who you are. Get to meet the people who that you know in the future that you work with, that you're homies with. But when that counselor told me that, uh, she was like, "Well, that's it. If you're making beats, find a job in that department." You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
she was like, why even studying med school? You know, study something else that will get you towards your dreams." And I really appreciated that
yeah.
because you know she was real with us. You know.
No, that's real. I give a props to any educator out there or counselor that actually encourages students to do things that they're passionate about. That's a real thing. So I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you. And that's the thing too. They're dealing with so many students in college. Like at De Anza,
Yeah.
that's the most
Exactly.
administrative students in community college. I think it was at 50,000 when I was there,
Uh-huh.
and I think Santa Rosa was right behind at 29,000. So I can imagine how many people they're trying to tell every day to do something different. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
amazing, man. That's a blessing. And now you
Yeah.
over here, a culture leader, man. You a culture leader. Technically, that's what I'm labeling people that have been in the game for a long time and are in this space
Yeah.
actively doing what they love doing. Now, what's next? Like, are you focused on like? Because now, obviously, COVID-19 has caused a dramatic impact for everybody, for every creator,
Right.
every small business, every entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first month and then right now, because I think everybody's strategy
Yeah.
switched up as time came. So, like, what
Mm-hmm.
was your strategy?
Well, I'm definitely, you know, thinking about my whole situation, blessed because I've gotten to a point where like I've become like a go-to director for like a handful of my clients.
Yeah.
And the beauty of music is that regardless of COVID or whatever's going on, people always want to drop new music.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
Big
it's not
facts.
it's you know it's all perspective, right? You could either stay and do nothing, or you could find a solution and keep moving.
Agreed. Agreed. It's all about the attitude. I agree. Because I think
Yep.
your brand is has grown so much, so a lot of people already trust you for that quality content. So when I seen that you recently did that project with Stupid Money and MBnel, I was like, damn, that's a big play right there. You know, obviously you probably already been working on big projects that people don't see, but when I caught my attention on it, I was like, oh damn, it's a big play. Cause my girlfriend's little brother was over here talking about MBnel. Like, hey, have you heard of this artist before? I was like, bro, come on. I mean, I study these people, but yeah, I do know who he is. And as a matter of fact, the fact that Stockton, like that scene in Stockton has grown. Like I've been paying attention a lot to the scene in Stockton with like the Haiti Baby, Carlos Bryant, MBnel, and they're growing, and like they're starting to get a more how you say respect in the Bay Area as opposed to like a urban city outside of, you know, San Francisco, Oakland, and even the South Bay. So how do you get connected with these people, man? Because obviously I'm assuming it's networking off of like, you know, references, but is there another aspect of this connection you're building with these artists?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always tell like, you know, the interns that work with me, and I tell like, you know, my peers that if you lead your life with every aspect of, you know, social media or when you work with people, if you lead it with the one word of love, for example, right? If somebody asks, hey, what do you do for a living? Instead of saying, oh, I shoot videos, you say something like, I love shooting videos, or I love directing, or I love having big ass production sets. Like that's the first way to separate you from the bunch, because nobody likes to get sold on anything.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. So when you're out there networking and you're meeting all these people, like, you know, just if you're passionate about something, lead with that, because that's gonna have a better impression on you than just like, you know, like that salty taste of like, man, this motherfucker just tried to sell me hella shit right now. You know?
Yeah, I do know how that feels like when you walk around the mall and shit. People be like, man, this guy tried to sell me some shit.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the second one is accountability, right? So, you know, we met in 20 when you came by the studios was 2017, like three years ago.
Yeah.
I opened up the studio 2 years before that, so we've been doing this for 5 years, and
sheesh.
Every video that I work on, you know, regardless of the budget, I'm gonna make sure I do the best we can. You know, we're you know, whatever means we can, I'm gonna make sure this video comes out as dope as we can. And so the clients, they see the effort, they see how much work you put into it, and when someone else watches that video, who's gonna vouch for you? You know, when I met Stupid Young on set for Young Jay, he's also a San Jose cat, he's a rapper out here. He had a song with Heartbreaker and Stupid Young for my first big production called Feel Like. And you know, when you show up on set, your attitude matters. You know, what's on set matters. So I don't like having a bunch of homies on set. I just want to make sure it's a professional setting. I want to make sure that the artists know that they're being taken care of and that we're going hard for them. And so when that impression all together, it goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. I think just even having that standard of being professional in your work, you know, it does leave a good impression. 19, it's slowed me down. Most definitely, it took me about a whole month to get my shit cooking again. So you're technically, and let me give you a little background of what this even is right now, because I just got so into talking to you already. I didn't even give you introduction.
It's all good.
Obviously, you know, I do my regular slogan. It ain't exclusive if it ain't an M1 exclusive. It's your boy BQ, and welcome to Quarantine Cable. This is what I'm calling that, because obviously my Low Key Facts podcast, I want to be able to do it in the office and all that, but our office has been limited access because of the COVID situation as well. So I just thought, you know, take advantage of Zoom. Zoom calls has always been a great tool, and now we're using it to the best of our benefit. So yeah, man, glad to have you on here. The purpose of this platform is to basically highlight people in Silicon Valley, Northern California, Bay Area, that contribute to the culture, you know. But your contribution to the culture is creating dope illustrations and creating dope content for these people that want to showcase their stories. Because some people might not be able to have the skill to draw, but they have the idea to imagine, and you allowed that illustration to be possible. So thank you for your contributions to the culture out here in Silicon Valley, brother. Because I think Silicon Valley has a huge culture that has been very underrepresented. I'm talking about the rap scene. I'm talking about the entrepreneurs. I'm talking about fashion brands. I'm talking about all aspects of the culture. I'm pretty sure you met other entrepreneurs in this space that stood out to you in certain ways. Is there anyone in particular that you have already worked with or have met that really stood out to you based on something that they're doing? or how they carry themselves?
Yeah. There's a bunch, man, out in San Jose. A lot of my peers that I work with definitely inspire me. One of the guys notably is Viet Mac. He runs a spot called Mac House Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they film all kinds of production for like ESPN, Golden State Warriors.
Oh shit.
Uh, they got like Tesla on as a client, and dude, I watched this guy, literally grow from nothing. When I met him 8 years ago, I visited his house and his back like little shed was like his editing and like where he stored all his gear.
Yeah.
And now he has a 10,000 square foot facility and with all these big name clients, and like his videos are just super cinematic, and like that's something I look up to.
And he's a video media company, like production company, or
Yep.
and your relationship with this person, are they a mentor to you or someone you grew up with, or?
Well, like I said, our dads knew each other, and then
I got you.
they shared, what their sons did, and then eventually they got us in a room together, and I was like, yo, he's like years ahead of me, and I'm like, I've always just done it for fun, but I see a guy really doing this for real, doing it professionally, having contracts and invoices, and he's already doing all kinds of video work, and to see where he's at now, he has a holiday party, so you got to come with me sometime.
Oh, most definitely. I'm there when you send the invite, brother. Man, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to take a step back. A lot of these hustlers out here, they put in so much work that they don't even take a step back to be like, damn, look at what I have created. Look what is before me. Look what we did. Look what we did for our city. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's really important for me to shed a light on you and even your homie. Because I want to make sure that all of San Jose knows that you don't need to go to LA to become a star. You don't need to go to New York to become that business person. You could do it all you could do it all here. So yeah, man, thank you so much for that. So man, I had a few questions like already in my mind, but they kind of just slipped my head because we obviously just kind of flowing right now. But so have you just been just kind of locked down editing and just doing all your stuff from home, or have you been doing any essential runs?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, any video productions that have a bunch of people, those had to be canceled. So any music videos that required a bunch of extras, we had to cancel those. But for like music videos, it was just me and the artist, maybe a couple of his homies, we're still rocking.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man.
Yeah, Heartbreaker got a video shoot next week. Cussa got a video shoot next week.
Hey.
We just filmed Dub P last week, and every time we shoot a video with him, we get millions of views.
Yeah, hell yeah, man! I've been seeing those numbers climb and climb. They're just getting higher and higher, and
man, that's a blessing.
That's a blessing for sure. And for me, I'm glad to stay connected with you because the same way your dad's friend and your homie sat in the same room and you saw he's 10 years ahead of you, and you see where you wanted to be, and you had that person that was kind of like a landmark. I wouldn't say like a landmark, but like you knew where you wanted to go. So that's how I am with you, because I'm younger than you, and I started a little bit recently. You've been in the game longer, so when I see you do dope productions and you working with certain people, like that aspect inspires me. So this is my personal question to you: is that right now, obviously with Emlyn, you had the link I sent you with the website that had just changed up recently. And I'm trying to make that into a media distribution. Like I want to be the next MTV. I mean, not me. I want Emlyn to be the next MTV. So what's some advice for someone like me that with all the work I've shown you, like what's some aspect of this highlight of other culture leaders that I am missing? What's your advice?
I wouldn't say missing, because you've definitely grown, from the times that we met, to doing these podcasts. Like, you went from, the clothing catalog to this, it's not a small step, bro. So you got to give yourself some love on that too.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of times whenever I have new clients that come in and they always ask me, Dale, you work with these guys that got millions of views, and how did you get them to work with you? Mm-hmm. What sets them apart? Why are they successful? There's always been one thing that I have noticed between all the guys that I work with. It's persistence. Persistence is important, man. Like it's a simple question, right? How bad do you want it? Like if you really want to get fit, you're going to go to the gym and work out every day, right? Exactly. So if you really want to be, the next podcast, you really want to be the next, media platform or video director or recording, so whatever you want to be, you just got to keep working. You got to really keep working and really work.
Hell yeah. Put in that work. I love it. Because I'm not going to lie. I told you the first month I took a fucking fat ass crash. And that's just because of the fact, 30 million people filed for unemployment the first 4 weeks of the COVID-19.
Yeah,
so it got really, this got really historical, So anyone that watches this content and is looking at their situation and feels like they're stuck, don't feel like that, because hella motherfuckers are stuck too, and it's not like, pick at the other person. It's more just like, don't be so hard on yourself, like take the time you need to recoup yourself mentally. And when you feel ready to take that next step, go ahead and do it. It took me a whole month to do it. And you know what? I ain't ashamed to do it. I ain't ashamed to say it, but I'm here now with my homie Dale, and we cooking. And after this phone call ends, we're going to go ahead and chop it up about some other business shit. So
man.
I do. Is there any other things that you have coming up that you want people to look out for?
Yeah, I saw, a lot of my clients, they, like Stupid Young MBnel, they just dropped their project. Heartbreaker just dropped their project, and with those projects, you got to keep it alive with music videos. So they all got music videos coming out. The one I shot for Stupid Young MBnel was called Pop Out.
Brody popped the molly, he might catch a body. Chopper get the kicking on niggas just like a no karate. I just popped the perk and she gon' ride me like a Kawasaki. I was finna eat her pussy, but the coochie smell like calamari. I got big shots, big glass, fucking up on a stick dot. My Brody walked up on him and gave that nigga like 6 shots. Swerving in his big.
That one's about to hit 1 million views, but now that their album's out, they're gonna drop their second video. It's called Rollin'. I think it's track number 4 off their project. So that video's already been done, so they just have it in the vault ready to drop.
Bro, that's fucking fire. That's amazing. Straight out of San Jose. And the thing about that too is like, what's special about that little formula, you know what I'm saying? Stupid Money, you, MBnel, is that you guys are, not traditionally the hip hop face. Usually in hip hop, it's normally like, African American, maybe a little pinch of Puerto Rican. You'll catch a little Slim Shadys, but you don't really see too many Asians being the face of the hip hop scene. So I feel like the formula you guys got going on is amazing and it's dope. And I think it's what Silicon Valley's been about. We're so diverse in our communities and where we live. Like if you go to like, anywhere in between East Coast and the West Coast, it's not, you don't see a Latino, an Asian, and a Black and a Samoan in the same room that often. Over here, it might happen at the kickback on 7 Trees. You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make is like, how does it feel? Because what you got going on right now, eventually, is just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger.
Man, I'm just really thankful, bro. It's, I've all the opportunities that I've gotten, wouldn't have been here if I didn't take the leap, if I didn't keep working, if I didn't have those late nights, early mornings. So I'm just really thankful that, that it feels like we're going in the right direction.
Hell yeah. Yep. You can tell yourself that again, brother, because that is 100% true. And I love to see the progress. And I just wish you to, continue going. You got my support. Anything I can do on my behalf to help support you, you tell me what it is, and I'm there for you, brother.
For sure, man.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this podcast introduction, Quarantine Cable. And is there any handles, any website, any information people can find you at in case it's the first time them meeting you?
Yeah, for sure. What's up, guys? My name is Dale Keano. I run a production company called Burgundy Suite based here in San Jose. Follow us at Burgundy Suite on Instagram, Facebook. And my handle is Dale Keano. DaleKeano.
Boom. You heard it here, folks, at Quarantine Cable. It ain't exclusive. If it ain't an Emblem exclusive, it's your boy BQ, my homie Dale, and we out.